how I got here was 6 years ago. We kind of semi-retired from our European business, and we looked around the Caribbean for the perfect place to live during the winter. We've been around many resorts in the Caribbean. We've worked in the Caribbean in many countries. In fact, I've worked in 12 different countries in the Caribbean in my lifetime, and we've stayed on many more. So I'm very familiar with the Caribbean, and we sat down, my wife and I, said, where would we ideally love to be in the winter if we had a choice? And we chose Turks and Caicos because the beaches are the best in the world, if not, and certainly in that top 10 category. But they've been ranked #1 for many years. We are quite far north here. We're on the 22nd parallel, so we're a long way from any hurricanes. Any hurricanes that do pass by here pass by very fast and do no damage. Hurricane Sandy passed by here 50 miles away last year. Nothing, zero.
Wow.
It was a wet day. The water is actually quite cold around us. It's 82 degrees as opposed to 90, which is down in Cayman or Barbados. So hurricanes track hot water, and so we're protected by coldish water. We're protected by the mountains of Hispaniola. So down in Haiti and the DR, those mountains break up most of the storms. Having the American currency here and a stable and safe environment for us was also hugely important. This island is one of the safest islands in the Caribbean, but the crime rate is minimal here. So that's why we chose to buy a condo here in Seven Stars Resort. We didn't come here as hoteliers, we came here as condo owners. Within a year of us buying here, the developer, fantastic man who actually made this his swan song. This was his last development of his professional career, and he built what he wanted to have as his card in life. I built Seven Stars Resort. I built the best resort in the world, was what he was trying to do, and he left us a legacy of what we see around us. Unfortunately for him, he tried to sell the resort, having sold the real estate, which was the condos. He then tried to sell the resort itself, and Lehman Brothers hit, and we know what happened after that. He then tried to run it himself as a hotelier, but he was a developer, not a hotelier, and he failed. So within a year, he pretty much bankrupted himself in just putting a lot of money into the resort. He brought in a lot of good people, but didn't have any guests. He turned around to us after a year and said, I'm out. I'm leaving the resort. You're on your own. There'll be no restaurants. There'll be no security. The owners collectively had just spent more than $100 million buying real estate here, and this guy was literally walking out the door on us. So I happened to be here at the time. My business was company rescues. I'm not a hotelier by background. I'm an accountant, and I've been in different businesses all my life, and my job has always been to go in and fix broken businesses. So I turned around to the owners who were here, and I said, guys, if you trust me to do this, give me your money. I will buy the resort for you, and we'll run it as a self-run resort. So of the 70 owners that were currently in place at the time, 50 of them put money into the pot, and we formed a consortium and a company, which is the ownership company of Seven Stars Resort. They have nothing to do with the running the resort, they just own the shares behind it. We brought in a management company, which obviously, because I am not a hotelier, it seemed like the obvious thing to do. Within a year we realised that was the bad mistake. It didn't work. We brought in the wrong people, and then I took over myself as managing director, again being backed by the same 50 people that backed me in the first place. That was 4 years ago, and in the last 4 years we have had exponential growth in terms of occupancy. We've taken it from 13% on average for the year to this year it was 60%. Next year it's going to be 70% on average for the year, including the slow season, which is 40 to 50%. And our ADR has increased threefold in that time as well. The ownership are now wonderfully happy because they're all making money in the rental pool. And our biggest problem now is getting enough units to rent, because during high season we're now so popular that we're literally having to turn people away for the first time this year. It's a lovely story, and it's one which I'm very proud to be leading, because the fact that I'm not a hospitality expert, what I've done is I've hired people around me who are. And in the last couple of years, we've been getting award after award after award. We hit our first top 10 with Condé Nast a year ago. We appeared again in their list this year at number 6, I think. We've just got into our first top 100 in the world listings, rankings in photos. So we've definitely come of age. We've arrived. Our staff are the most important part of this whole story. We have 200 staff here. We started with 60, and we have hand-picked the other 140. What we have now are fantastic staff, and we recognise them every month at a staff ceremony where we put them all inside this restaurant, and we applaud our champions. And our champions are the guys who get the most mentions on TripAdvisor or internally. We give them cash bonuses, we give them awards, we give them once a year we have dinners for all the award winners where we as managers serve them. You'll note when you walk around the gardens in the resort, even the gardeners will stop what they're doing and welcome you and greet you and salute you. And that's not coming from me, that's just them being themselves. They understand customer service. We have the nicest staff I've ever met in any resort in the world. And that's key to this resort. Yes, we have fabulous rooms, we have fabulous resort, we have fabulous gardens, fabulous beach, but our staff are the ones which make us absolutely perfect. So